My name's Jane Kilcher, and I'm working with Emily Rydell on her dredge up in Nome. I love being on the dredge, and we're getting gold. I'll definitely have gold fever. People probably know me best.
Jane Kilcher stood at the far edge of the homestead, staring at a place her family had avoided for decades, a place wrapped in silence and fear. For years, the Kilchers had circled around this ground, lowering their voices whenever it was mentioned, acting as if ignoring it could erase its existence. But secrets never stay buried forever, especially not in a land as unforgiving as Alaska. With cameras rolling and questions mounting, Jane was finally ready to confront the truth that had haunted the Kilcher legacy for generations. The Alaska wilderness is known for swallowing stories whole, hiding them beneath snow, ice, and time. For the Kilcher family, survival had always meant endurance, strength, and silence. But what Jane uncovered shattered that unspoken rule. This was not another routine challenge of off-grid living, not a broken structure or a hunting mishap. This discovery cut far deeper, threatening to expose a painful chapter the family had worked tirelessly to forget. Jane had always been the backbone of the homestead, steady in crisis, strong under pressure, and unafraid of hard work. She had faced brutal winters, isolation, and endless physical labor without complaint. Yet standing there, her expression carried something heavier than exhaustion. It was grief mixed with resolve, the look of someone who knew there was no turning back. Somewhere beneath the frozen ground lay an answer the family had been too afraid to seek. It began with something small, unusual tracks near the property boundary that did not match any known animal. While others dismissed it, Jane trusted her instincts. That quiet warning pushed her to investigate. And what she found changed everything. Hidden beneath brush and stones was a crude marker, weathered by time, clearly placed by human hands. This was no accident. It was deliberate, and it carried the weight of generations. As Jane brushed away moss and dirt, the truth began to surface. The marker bore faint initials and a date reaching back to the early 1950s. Someone had been buried there, far from the main homestead, far from memory. Questions flooded her mind. Who was this person, and why had they been hidden from the family story? Jane knew in that moment that silence was no longer an option. When she brought the discovery back to the family, the fragile piece of the homestead began to crack. Some were angry, others afraid. Accusations flew, old wounds reopened, and loyalties were tested. Jane was told some things were better left alone, but she refused to accept that fear should dictate the truth. The tension spread quickly, turning the homestead into a battleground of buried emotions. Eventually, the truth emerged. The marker belonged to Joseph Kilcher, a family member lost decades earlier under tragic circumstances. His death had been buried along with the grief and guilt surrounding it. What began as a way to survive had turned into a legacy of silence passed from one generation to the next. Jane realized this secret was never just about Joseph. It was about how the family had learned to cope by hiding pain instead of healing it. Facing that truth changed everything. The family began to talk, really talk, sharing memories, regrets, and stories that had never been spoken aloud. Slowly, the weight lifted. By honoring Joseph and acknowledging their past, the Kilchers took the first step toward breaking a cycle that had defined them for far too long. Jane's decision to reveal the truth was not easy, but it was necessary. Her courage reminded everyone watching that real strength is not found in silence, but in honesty. This revelation did more than reshape the Kilcher legacy. It proved that healing begins the moment we stop running from the past. If you want more powerful stories like this and deeper looks into hidden truths behind legendary families, make sure to like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Stay connected with Hollywood Bulletin for more compelling stories you do not want to miss.